Unforeseen Beasts and the Search for the Meaning of Our Age. Unforeseen Beasts Series Book Number 1. Unforeseen Beasts. Metaphoric monsters? Psychological messengers? Veritable beings from another beyond? Here's a question. What are the psychological results of living in an age where no self-evident truth, and hence no truth with a capital T, exists throughout the greater world? Where there is a sort of truth, but only in the myriad of interpretations of facts. To quote the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, what then is truth? A mobile army of metaphors, metonyms, and anthropomorphisms. In short, a sum of human relations which have been enhanced, transposed, and embellished poetically and rhetorically, and which after long use seem firm, canonical, and obligatory to a people. Enter the Unforeseen Beasts. In this copiously illustrated first-person narrative, our antagonist finds himself confronted in his dreams by strange otherworldly creatures. But not just any creatures. Penguins. But who or what are these strange birds? For their own part, the penguins claim to be embodiments of the astral realms of the beyond, powerful entities who have come to accuse the protagonist of wrongdoing, wrong thinking, wrong speaking, in short, wrong being. Fair enough, the protagonist concedes. Just tell me how to change and I will amend my ways. And that seems like the straightforward thing to say. But things cannot be that simple. All of this incorrectness, the penguins argue, is a reflection of the age. So it's absurd for one human to think that he or she can make a difference on those matters for which the penguins find fault. But the question must be asked, with what do these penguins find fault? Here the birds waste no time in pointing out the irreconcilable contradictions that they see in human history, in historicism, positivism, fundamentalism, radicalism, traditionalism, moderate traditionalism, transhumanism, humanism, Darwinism, nihilism, etc. But what is worse, they say, is that all of these problems will be exacerbated to an untenable level with all the coming of advanced technology, such as advanced artificial intelligence and robotics, and especially with the apocalyptic prospect posed by the possible appearances of a technological singularity on the horizon. But in all of this confusion, another question emerges to our protagonist. What should an individual do in the midst of all these historical forces playing themselves out? For you there may be hope, the penguins tell the protagonist, but only if you can overcome the gauntlet for clarification, a trial of discernment whereby one can gain transcendence and immortality by acquiring a magical art relic. A magical relic? But wait a minute. Isn't the magical solution that the penguins propose just as irrational as the magical solutions that ancient men sought after in their own irrational quest for physical immortality? No matter, the penguins argue, because the trap of rationality has men in an even greater bind, due to the power of Lord Nihilism. Lord Nihilism? And so the strange trial is set forth, where it is wagered that if our protagonist can separate the worthwhile from the worthless, then he will somehow enter into transcendence and immortality. This of course seems patently absurd. However, there seems to be no other choice, as the dream realm cannot be readily escaped from. And so a strange metaphorical odyssey ensues, blending historical facts and current events, fantastical images and bizarre interpretations, inward questionings and outward observations. And yet for all this apparent lack of verisimilitude or consistent narrative, the penguins point out that this very lack of coherence constitutes the reality of humanity's collective striving and grasping, far more accurately than any contrived narrative ever could. And so the Unforeseen Beast and the Search for the Meaning of Our Age is perhaps one of the strangest takes on the truth via fiction.